Hey everybody, Scormit here, and I am playing Armored Warfare. Today I'm going to look at a match I played recently on the Port Storm map and talk about some of the mistakes that I made, including a mistake that I think may have cost us the victory, or at least cost us a chance at the victory. So let's see what's going on. I noticed on the rosters that they have a VBL as well. So I'm always going to be worried about where that VBL might be because he can spot me and allow other people to hit me. Notice they also have a Stingray and an XM1 at tier 6, and we do not have a tier 6 MBT. Instead, we have a tank destroyer and another AFV. So we've got a little bit of a light tank advantage at the top tier, and they've got a heavy tank advantage. You see the first thing I'm going to do is go over here and start spotting. I don't really have much of a desire to go up in here early in the match as a VBL. It's just not a whole lot of room there to let my vision range and my camo be an advantage. But I can come out here and hide in a bush and put some eyeballs on the top of the ridge and hopefully be able to spot something that comes over the ridge and allow my teammates to do some damage to it. And also, the VBL gets into position so fast, he kind of has to wait and for the rest of the team to catch up at some point. You notice the team is on the cap here. We haven't seen them yet, but they have gone to cap. I don't know if they're trying to do a fast cap strategy or not, but we'll definitely know in the next little while what their plan is there. All right, so you can see something's been spotted. It's a Sheridan. It's on top of the ridge. It's just at the edge of my view range, which apparently is 526 meters is this maximum circle. I was thinking this maximum circle is 500 meters, but it seems like it's a little bit more than that. I wonder if it varies map to map. In this case, it seems like it's maybe 530 meters is what this circle represents. And that's going to be the circle this yellow circle is going to represent the maximum possible range at which you can spot an enemy vehicle. So here's the Sheridan, and you see I've started to designate him rather than shoot at him. And I do that early on against distant targets because, like, if you remember, they have a VBL. I don't know where that VBL is. If I start firing right away, that VBL might spot me because, firing eliminates your camouflage bonus. So that VBL could spot me if I start firing, and I might be taking some shots from this Sheridan, from the VBL, from anything else that might have managed to get over on this ridge that hasn't been spotted yet. So I'm going to designate him first, and it also has the advantage of allowing the artillery to shoot at him even after he ducks out of sight. So now he's designated. Still haven't seen anybody else, so I'm going to open fire, and we managed to do a lot of damage to him before he ducks out of sight, and that's unusual. Normally an enemy will pop smoke or duck behind cover even faster. But you see I did 533 damage to him before he ducked out of cover. He's only got 269 left. So in hindsight, maybe if I had just opened fire instead of designating him, I could have we could have gotten the kill there. And I'm not convinced that was a mistake. Like I said, normally an enemy tank that gets spotted on this ridge right away will pop smoke and break sight right away. I couldn't have known that he wasn't going to do that, so I went with my usual approach of designating first and then opening fire. Now, the enemies have managed to get the cap up to 14%, but something weird's going on here. I didn't notice this during the game. I mean, it says 14% 1 second. Normally that means that the enemy's got 14% done, but we've got somebody in the cap, and therefore they're not adding to their percentage, and the timer just says 1 second in that case. But on the mini map, we don't have anybody in the cap, so something weird's going on. But I noticed how low it was, and I didn't really stop to think about whether or not it was an accurate reading. In retrospect, I think this is a bug, and I should have realized it because I think I've seen it before once or twice, where the timer just kind of gets glitched. But I didn't notice it, and now it says we've got 1%, but we don't have anybody in the cap. So I'm not thinking about any of this. I'm just thinking, well, they actually look like they're trying to fast cap because they've got two guys on there. So I'm going to go make a little run here, try to do some cap resetting, maybe put some fire on these guys. It's not normally what I would do this early in the match, but I was convinced that they were actually trying a fast cap strategy. I needed to do something to counter it. So we've got a good number of tanks that are actually able to put fire on the cap now, and we took out the BMP 1P that was sitting here. So at this point, I really could just disengage and let these guys handle it, but instead I decide I'm already here, I've already got HE loaded, I've got a reasonably good chance of getting in and out without taking damage. So let's just go ahead and make a strafing run. Let's find out where the target is for sure, make sure it's clear, and let's just go on through and put some damage on this Type 69 that's sitting here. All right, he misses his shot. I get some on him, get him auto-aimed, do 100 damage and change, a little bit of track damage, and I'm just going to get out of dodge. I don't really want to sit right there and circle him. There's too many things that can fire at me. Now this is pretty neat. I'm running away and he's auto-aimed, and I'm not looking in the direction he is, but since I'm auto-aimed, I get to tell from these symbols here tell me that I now have line of sight of him and I can open fire and get a few more shots on him. Didn't do a whole lot of good, but that was pretty cool that the auto aim feature will show you that, and you can know that you can open fire on somebody even though you're not looking in their direction. All right, so at this point, I don't. I'm convinced I don't really need to do that again. The cap is actually not in danger, and so I take a quick look to the west, and I think, okay, I need to go back to my normal spot on this map, which is out here. But I look up, and there's 3 tank destroyers out here, and we have no light support except for 1 tank destroyer back here. There's a WZ and an OF-40 over here, which is not usual positions, but they're probably there because of the cap pressure that was applied early. And so I notice all this in a glance, and I'm like, okay, 3 tank destroyers, no help. No, I'm just going to turn around and go back here and see if there's not going to be of any use in here. Maybe for a second, see what's going on. There's a T-72 way back there that appears to be using ducking and cover. So I'll just give him a, oops, be careful not to shoot that my own guy. Just put a few HE rounds onto him, did a little bit of damage, hopefully some module damage that might pay off later for us in the match. And now I'm like, okay, that's just not going to be the most effective thing I can do. So let's go back out here. Okay, a tank destroyer was taken out. We've got the WZ is more advanced. We got 2 tanks. Oops, don't run into your big fella there. So okay, now I can go engage over here. Let's see if we can get this western flank back. There's the lav, and I'm just going to charge the lav at this point. We're down a tank. We're down 2 tanks now. I'm just going to go at him. I'll trade shots with him if I can kill him. I'm pretty sure I can. Before I get there, he dies. All right, cool. So we're still down 1 tank. It's 7 to 8. Well, let's go find this excuse me, this ERC, and see if we can't deal with him. I've got heavy support here, so I shouldn't have to get into a brawl. There he is. Put some shots on him, duck behind the hill, and let's go finish him off. Now here's a mistake. What I should have done in those few seconds I had where I was reloading and coming up over this ridge is I should have looked right here. I mean, look at the map, buddy. I've got a WZ, I've got a Type 69. They're right on top of this guy. He's spotted. I do not need to charge into him and trade a shot. My only thought process here was, okay, go in, take the shot from him and finish him off. That's fine. You're still at full hit points. You can afford to take a shot. But I really should have thought, I might not need to do that. These guys probably have it handled, but I didn't. So I go up, take the shot, and don't even do any damage because he's dead before I can even open fire on him. So a completely unnecessary loss of 300 plus hit points. So that was a mistake for sure. Should have thought about it, should have glanced at the minimap and saw that I had support. All right, I got these guys with me. I know there's a Sheridan, there's a Stingray. Excuse me, not a Sheridan. The Sheridan's dead. The Stingray's there. And here's a mistake as well. I'm thinking to myself, all right, I can pick off, I've got shots right here on the top of his turret, and he's almost dead, so I could probably kill him before he gets a shot on me. But nope, he got a shot on me. So there's another 300 plus hit points that I really didn't need to lose, because if I keep moving, he can't really hit me. I mean, he can try. He's not in a great spot. Maybe he hits me, maybe he doesn't. But sitting still and just shooting at him makes it easy on him. I should have kept moving. So now I've wasted close to 700 of my 875 total hit points. Oh, VBL. Finish him off. I don't know what he appeared to be looking the other way. I couldn't tell what he was doing. Was he looking down here? Was he looking over here? He didn't spot me. But anyway, he's dead. And now we've got 5 on 6. We've got 5. They've got 6. Where's the Stingray? I'm worried. Oh, there he is. Okay, let's be a little bit more careful here and not take a return shot. Get some fire. Oh, he popped smoke, so I don't have to dodge. All right. And in retrospect, as soon as he popped smoke, I should have just taken off and gone after Artie. Instead, I kind of slowly look around, waiting for the smoke to clear, because I know I'm a one-shot at this point. I really maybe this is just hindsight, because I know that he didn't take an aggressive move there, but he could have popped smoke and made an aggressive move to get a shot on me, but it appears that he popped smoke and went to hide because he was more worried about me, apparently, than I thought he was. But he had 300 something hit points, so it would have taken me a second or two to kill him. All right, but now I know they've got two Arties and we don't. We've got one Artie, and I'm going to go find them. They don't have anybody helping them. I don't know where they are. I have no idea where they are, except they're back here somewhere. So I'm just going to go until I find them. And there's one. Okay, let's target lock, kill him. There's the other one. Let's target lock, kill him. Arties melt pretty fast, especially tier 4 Arties to a VBL autocannon. Now here's something I like to do. This little trick that I do all the time. So once I've killed something, nothing has line of sight on me right now, but I still got the yellow eye, right? So you're still spotted for a little bit after you break line of sight. So I like to keep going in whatever direction I was going if I intend to change directions eventually. So I'm going to keep going fast until the yellow's gone. Now I turn around because I want them to see me going this way and maybe think I'm going down here when really my intent is to go back this way and find this stingray. That's a little thing that I do that probably a lot of players could make better use of, especially in a fast tank where it doesn't cost you a whole lot to keep moving quickly in one direction and then double back. All right, so I've made a couple mistakes. I've given away too many hit points. Maybe I could have killed off that Sheridan earlier in the match. But now it's me and the Stingray. I spot him. He spots me. He's got 103 hit points. Should be an easy kill. I get a few shots. Oh, can't get a shot on him. All right, so if my brain had been working at this point, I would have probably processed the following information. He just spotted me and had a good shot on me, so there's a reasonable chance he's actually got me auto-aimed because he had a clear field uh, field of vision on me, and he actually just hit me. He did wheel damage. He didn't do any hit point damage. He did wheel damage. So I should have processed. Okay, he just hit me. There's a decent chance he's got me auto-aimed. We have an advantage. We've got a heavy and me. They've got this Stingray who's 103 hit points, and they've got a T-72. But we've also got Artie. Now, Artie is normally not a game changer, but when it's 3-on-2, it's very possible that if I had just gone up here and stayed out of sight, that Artie could have put some damage on him eventually. I did not need to actually rush in and try to engage this Stingray, especially given that he had me auto-aimed. So my thought process right here should have been, hang on, hit the brakes. Let's see if Artie can put some shots on this Stingray and maybe actually finish him off. At that point, it's 3-on-1 against this T-72. We should be able to walk that home. But I was in battle mode, not thinking mode, and I rushed right on out, and sure enough, snapshot, I think he had me auto-aimed, and as soon as I was visible, bang. Now it's 2-on-2, and one of ours is Artie, which is very, very hard to come back from. So I think that cost us the match, or at least cost us a very good chance to win the match. And hopefully the next time I'm in a situation like that, I will take just a moment to look at the situation, look at who's left, think about how many hit points are left on my target, how many hit points I have left, and whether or not it's a good idea to actually try to get in a brawl, or if it's a better idea to stop and wait and let something else happen. So anyway, just another example of how I am bad at killing tanks. This has been Scormit. Give me a thumbs up and a comment, guys, if you like it. And I'm going to sign off for now because it is time to go kill some tanks.